Hi there. Please, come in. It's great to meet you. My name is Jojo, and welcome to Jojo's Scents and Smells, where here we are all about catering to your smell needs. What can I do for you today? You've come here to buy a new fragrance. Well, believe it or not, this might be the place for you. Yes, believe it or not, we do sell fragrances, perfumes, aftershave, bath, shower gels, you name it, the works. Here at JoJo's Scents and Smells, we understand and really appreciate and value our customers' needs. One of the things that you see so often at fragrance shops is people not really caring about their patrons and customers. As your personal fragrance consultant today, my job is catering the perfect fragrance and smell to your needs. So here at the fragrance shop, what we're all about is pairing you with the perfect fragrance, as a fragrance is so much more than just a smell. It's engaging with one of the five senses. It impacts first impressions. It's important to establish good first impressions, as I said, and if anything, is a subconscious sort of way to communicate with other human beings, whether it's on an intimate level, whether it's on a professional or corporate level, whether it's just with friends or family. A person's smell is so important, and the science which explores and documents the impact that just smell can have on another human being is, well, life-changing. So hopefully in this session, we'll be able to pair you up with the appropriate and perfect match of a fragrance. And that's my job and role for you today. But before we get into any of that, and before I take you around some of our different fragrances, perfumes, and aftershaves this evening, can I get you a glass of water? Do you want to use the bathroom? Is there anything that I can do to make your experience here with us today that much more relaxing, as we are all about making sure that you feel like $1 million today? Okay, great. Well, at any point in time, should you want to take a break, if you want to go get some food, whatever it is you want to do, don't hesitate to let me know. Of course. Alright, well, I made sure to grab a couple scent strips. Essentially, what we're going to be doing, if there are any fragrances that I think will particularly work with you, we can spray some of those fragrances on a test strip, and you can breathe that in and get a smell of it. Of course. No problems. Well, if we're ready to start, let's begin, shall we? We have a wide range and vast assortment of fragrances and perfumes for you to smell, test, try out, and experiment with this evening. Here at JoJo's Scents and Smells, we pride ourselves with working with some of the highest end, most prestigious fragrance companies and designer brands. So we'll be able to show you quite an assortment and range of different smells and fragrances. Some will be more floral, some will be more industrial, some will be fruitier, some will be more, I guess you could say, aromatic. So please let me know at any point in time if you have any questions about the different brands, and I'd be happy to tell you more about them. But with that said, why don't we get started? Brilliant. Okay. So, for the first brand I'll be showing with you this evening, we have, of course, the Calvin Klein perfume. Calvin Klein is obviously a very reputable, very well known, recognized, and renowned brand. This was actually one of the go-to recommended perfumes I recommended to someone who's a bit of a novice, someone who doesn't really know all that much about different smells and fragrances. This particular fragrance is got a very aromatic sort of scent to it. One of the very important things when choosing the correct perfume or spray is not just its initial smell, but what we like to call in the industry the after smell, which is once the smell infuses itself with your body, how you carry that smell, as everyone's bodies and chemistry are unique. Everyone's chemistry and body types and I guess their features are individualized, and so it's interesting how the same fragrance may not smell the same across different people. So this Calvin Klein perfume and fragrance is very user-friendly. It doesn't really differ all that much in its scent from person to person. So if you're someone who doesn't really know all that much about perfumes and aftershave and wants something safe, I would recommend this. Of course, you can have a smell. Let's give you a bit of a peek, shall we? So again, this is a very reputable brand. You can see that the casing comes in a very classy, very, I guess, classy. It comes in a very sleek and chic sort of casing design. As you can see, the Calvin Klein Man brand makes for a fantastic present. Why don't we give you a smell? Okay. Get one of our strips. It's important to give the aftershave or give the perfume or fragrance a little bit of a shake at first, just to get the flavors moving. Here you go. One of the things I like to do is just let the fragrance give it a second. Okay, give that a smell. Yeah, so it's got a very floral, sweet sort of smell to it. And of course it's important to get an up-close smell, but also to let the fragrance linger, so you can really capture all sides of the smell. Yes, as you can see, it's a very inoffensive fragrance. Sweet sort of smell. It's quite nice, actually. It's one of those fragrances that get better the longer they are permeate. So, very nice, very nice. Excellent. So yes, this is a fragrance I would recommend if you're a bit of a newbie, if you're unfamiliar with fragrances in general and don't really know which one to go with. I'll put this one aside for you then. Next up, we have one of my personal favorite perfumes and fragrances, the Aqua Sage. Just to read you some of the information about this particular fragrance. We use high quality essential oils to create our version of your favorite scents. That is the reason why our fragrances last longer. Our perfumes are recognized as being the best alternatives to the originals. It's a very sweet fragrance as well. The Aqua Sage comes from the Swiss Care company and is sort of a vaporizer, natural spray fragrance, meaning that it just sort of melts straight into the skin. No mucking around. It just gets the job done. This is our company's sample. It's actually unopened, so why don't I go ahead and open this with you right now? I think you'll like this one a lot. Shall we? I haven't smelled Aqua Sage in a while. As you can see, it comes in this beautiful, delicate little glass casing. So let's give it a try. The testing strip. Here we go. Let's give it a try, shall we? There you go. Give that a smell. This smell is not as sweet as the Calvin Klein, but it's quite a rosemary, almost quite a complex fragrance, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, it's quite potent. It's quite pleasant, actually. It's actually quite a complex smell that sort of has a bit of layering to it. It hits you with that sweetness at first, that subtle sweetness, but then you get that hint towards the end of that sort of masculine sort of smell at the end. Yeah, sort of a mature, sophisticated, sharp edge to it at the end. It's actually quite nice. It's one of those smells that sort of mature, if you will. It's quite nice. Quite like this one, actually. Maybe a little more than the Calvin Klein. The reason being, I like subtler smells. The Calvin Klein is quite overt, quite, I wouldn't say pretentious, but I would say obvious. This smell is a little more nuanced and sort of is more sophisticated. I'm a fan of this one. I don't know about you. but that is the Aquasage. I'll put this one aside for you. Next up, for the ladies out there, we have another Swisscare fragrance. This is the Sassy Girl fragrance for women. Again by Swisscare. Just to read the information of this a little bit. We use high quality essential oils to create our versions of your favorite scents. This lavender fragrance creates a long lasting scent which will attract people around you and spellbind the mind. This is a 100 milliliter fragrance, so you will get many uses and many sprays, if you will, with this. 100 milliliters should on average last you, if used once daily every day, should last you about 6 to 7 months. It's quite long. So, again, let's open this one up and give it a smell, shall we? Very beautiful. As you can see, this is a fragrance for the ladies out there. Makes for a fantastic gift. And it's a very impressive scent. This fragrance is notorious for how it carries itself on the body. And sort of the layers of smell like the previous one by Swisscare. Why don't we give it a try, shall we? Get one of the testing strips. Let's see how it smells. Quite a ivory sort of lavender smell again, but this time much more feminine. It's a very, very, very unique smell, isn't it? It's got that hint of lavender. It's got that hint of floral. It's got that very mature, sophisticated smell. It is a very iconic, very memorable smell, if you will. That surely, if someone smells this, they will remember the person. That's a smell that has many layers to it, like the previous ones, but it's a uniquely feminine smell. Sort of has that sweetness to it, that floral sort of touch to it, but it's quite nice, quite nice. I wouldn't recommend this fragrance to all women. It's definitely a very specific fragrance. Some fragrances are a little brighter, or a little more obvious. This is another very subtle fragrance that I wouldn't necessarily recommend for right person, it goes a long way. So that was the other Swiss Care fragrance. Continuing on, shall we? Up next, we have the Golf Blue Aftershave. Of course, something I should mention is that all of these fragrances are flammable. Obviously, they are made with ethanol, so just to reiterate, just be very careful, obviously, when using fragrances. So this fragrance, the Golf Blue fragrance, is an iconic one. It's one of my favorites, actually. My dad was a big fan of Golf Blue. And once you smell Golf Blue, you never forget it. It's really a fragrance that almost you can associate faces with. It's such an iconic smell, such a very unique smell. So, again, we can try out this sample. So this is the Golf Blue fragrance. You can even smell it with the cap on. It's a very strong smell, but it's a very, very good one at that. What do you think? Well, we will smell it shortly. Just important to, when you open a new case of aftershave or perfume or fragrance, to just give it a second to sort of coagulate. Okay, let's give it a smell, shall we? Take out one of the center strips. Here we go. Yeah, immediately you get that smell. It's quite. And this time it's much more of a manly sort of smell. Definitely a personal favorite of mine. So, some famous people have worn the Golf Blue brand. Figures in the NBA, certain actors, and it's definitely got that very royal sort of smell to it. It's very nice, very nice. And it carries itself very well in the body. So last, but of course not least, to wrap it up, we have a very special package deal. This is by Versace. brand for aftershave, showering gel, perfumes and fragrances. This package comes with a myriad of things. Firstly, you will receive their personal Versace fragrance. You will also receive 150 milliliters of their Versace bath and shower gel, and you will receive 150 milliliters of their aftershave. Versace is one of the most iconic, high-end, reputable brands that we have here at JoJo Scents and Smells, and is personally my go-to whenever I'm looking for a fragrance. What I also like about Versace fragrances is the fact that they use minimal ingredients in their aftershaves, in their perfumes, in their fragrances. And so this way you get a very clean smell. One of the issues that most fragrances have is they can, have too much in their smell. And sometimes this can be as a direct factor of too many ingredients. And so sometimes, God forbid, you can sort of get overwhelmed and almost that fakeness or artificial scent. But Versace is fantastic in that they use a minimal amount of ingredients and are able to do the job with the least amount of work. So let's give you a quick little showcase of what you'll receive in this package. So firstly, you will receive in this package the perfumed bath and shower gel. You will want to receive the aftershave balm, and of course you will receive their iconic Versace Man Eau Frachée. This is really truly the ultimate package for smell. Not just when you're out and about, but it does so much when a man, or anyone for that matter, takes their hygiene to the next level and their care for their smell to the next level in the shower. When using all of these different aftershaves, shower gels, and the perfume in combination and together, it can create a long-lasting, deep, cerebral response in the brain with the smeller. And it goes simply above and beyond just, oh, that's some nice aftershave, that's some nice perfume you're wearing. No, you become integrated and connected on a deep biological level with that smell. And so, if you're really wanting to take your smell game to an entirely new level that transcends mere smell and that sense, I can't recommend this enough. It's one of our most popular packages here, and I would highly recommend this for anyone who is looking to smell an Apex game. Why don't we give you a little sample of the Versace? Here we go. It's that iconic Versace smell. Let's just so famous. It's a very mature smell, and it has such a deep profile of scent. I'll place this one to the side then. And so, that is going to essentially wrap up all of the different fragrances we have to showcase for you this evening. Of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, any queries, any feedback, of course, about fragrances, please do not hesitate to let me know. Of course, we can give you our business email, and should you want, you can email us. And of course, if there are any fragrances which we did not showcase this evening, well, please do not hesitate to let us know and we can backstock those for you. But with that said, thank you so very much for stopping by today at JoJo's Scents and Smells. I personally hope you were able to discover something new about fragrances and about perfumes and smell. And if you enjoyed, be sure to rate us 5 out of 5 stars. But with that said, thanks again so much for coming, and until next time, I'll see you later.